Who the heck is Pep Talks?
I'm not gay, but I fantasize about Marco Rubio. Pep Talks. Pep Talks. Pep Talks. Let's eradicate the Kung Flu. I'm literally coming. Pep Talks. Pep Talks.
Who the heck is Pep Talk?
They want our women. They want our children.
Pep Talk.
Sometimes no means yes. Grab them by the pep talk. Grab them by the Marco Rubio. Obama is a racist.
Pep Talk.
I'm literally coming. I'm
Pep
literally coming.
Pep Talks.
We found weapons of mass
Pep talks.
destruction. My fellow Americans, it has been confirmed today from Pep Talks that we are indeed all high on politics.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Wednesday edition of High on Politics. I'm your host, Pep Talks. Nice to meet some of you and see some returning faces. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the show. Hey, how's that? Look, I did it. I did an intro, guys. I did an intro. And I ruined it by being like this giddy about it. How's everybody doing? Brutal Wounds, Meta the Cat, and Uni Moogle. Sorry, Uni, you are first, but they technically Meta beat you. Nah, I made it better. Hey, cool. Good intro. Thank you. I appreciate that. I need a little bit of a boost because I got to get used to this. Now that I'm going to be the host of the Tuesdays on this space, I had the realization that I'm the lead-in show. I am the first show of the day of this space on Tuesdays. How cool is that? So consider it morning radio at noon. Audio is so good. Thank you. I also did a little bit of tweaking with my audio. Howdy, howdy. How are you doing, Anna? Hope you're doing good. The opening act. Yes. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, hey, you know what? I gotta earn my stripes. Wow, it is kind of the same trajectory. I hate that word, but it is. Because it's like open mic, doing this, you know, kind of just going with the flow, and then, yeah, opening for... interesting. I mean, it's going to be fun. I'm kind of hoping that we can maybe kind of get a little bit of extra time down the road. I mean, I'm doing an hour, so I had trajectory. It really is an evil word, isn't it? Trajectory. Yeah. Trajectory. I have to enunciate so hard. What's up, Tracer? How you doing? Welcome. It's good to see you. It's been a minute. I think it's been a few streams. Let me get some liquid IV. Man. So, I'm gonna be posting some fun stuff. I did a Pep Talks traffic segment that I'm gonna be posting up here in the next day or two. I have a few of them, so I'm experimenting. So, miss you so much. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Also, guys, pack them up. You know, we're gonna be ready for the 420 coming up here. I wanna celebrate the West Coast with you guys. I want to get this started right. So tonight is going to be a little bit different. We're going to be doing a shorter show. I'm only going to be on for about 2 hours. Not even. It's probably going to be about an hour 45. I'm going to hop off. And then, unfortunately, I am not going to be able to simulcast this to my channel. So, you guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hang around for just a little bit. And then I'm going to link you guys to this space. For the last 10 minutes, let's see, what show will we be watching, just so you guys can be ready for when we go on. All right, so Leftist Mafia, 5 to 7, American Wasp, 7 to 8, Keep Rochdale Affordable, John and Adina Ferretti. I haven't talked to them yet. So they are my lead-in, so we're going to be watching John and Adina. And then we are going to be on Hey Funny Book. I keep saying funny books, but Hey Funny Book with the letter hack. It's going to be a great time. Oh, I'm not technically leaving. I'm not leaving. Listen, my stream is going to be here for as long as I can keep it up. So Nothing's going on with that. I am not selling out. I am not going to be doing any exclusive, you know, contracted stuff. I like the control that I have here. You know, you'd have to really offer me something special, and also it would you'd have to offer me something special and keep pretty much the same degree of control. So, which I don't think most people would do. But whatever, I don't care. Makes me happier with what I do. My goals are pretty much just to keep you folks entertained. So I hope I do accomplish this. Just want to address what happened yesterday. Had a little bit of a rough day. I'll just say that we're not doing this. We're not doing the rhyme thing. It all started with the rhymes. This is what happened. It all started with the rhyme thing, and just it cascaded from there. Yeah, if you guys did not watch the stream, for some reason, in the first 20 minutes, I could not break from like doing rhymes, and I was not trying in the slightest. It was very, very odd. But that's not what happened. So what happened is we were watching the Hassan react to the Nelk Boys incident, where upon further review, yeah, I mean, I didn't really have any positive things to say about the Nelk Boys outside of the fact that it's like they did the interview, and I think that they could salvage what was coming from it, because it had already been done. In a perfect world, they would not have done it. So it's like I kept pointing out the finger wagging thing. But Hassan did not watch the video. I decided to let my feelings be heard on that, and I had a few people that were kind of like bothered by it. But one, and it was not Angela, I have to say that. There was somebody else that apparently was bothered by it. And I just explained myself where I was coming from, and I did something that I don't do a lot, where I went, listen, I never take your audience too seriously. I don't. It's the fact that it was somebody that I actually I respect in my audience. So I went back and I watched back the segment, and then I also watched back my revised opinions. I was pretty consistent. I was very, very consistent in it. You both should have watched it before commenting, to be honest. Yeah, no, it's funny because when I was shouting at Hassan, I had that moment where I was just like, hey, douchebag. Because going back and watching it, I'm like, well, I guess I was kind of on the same boat. But hey, I can call it like I sees it because I did the same thing. So we live, we learn. No, I mean, we live, we learn, but also, I don't think the hot take was that hot of a take because I was not necessarily wrong. I would have definitely been more willing to be like, hey, this really sucks if the audience had been like, oh yeah, we're totally supporting Israel now. Total opposite is happening. Their audience revolted. They are apparently pivoting their content a little, they're doing one more revision, and then they are just backing out of the politics stuff. We'll see. But they were talking about going to North Korea and then platforming Putin, and then I think they may have realized that they might be completely out of their depth. Which, again, I don't like to say that as somebody who, I mean, I'm a little bit more qualified, but just a tad bit, you know. I love it when you are happy and laughing. Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, this is kind of an emotional stream, isn't it? I don't mind letting it go. I'm just letting you guys know how I feel. We're getting close. Qualified. Completely random. I read a story about how did you know that koalas, male koalas, if they try to mate and the female koala is not interested, they will just go back to sleep. And they're one of the only species that does that, where they just, okay. Kind of a... I was about to say, I'm like, same? But I kind of love that baller move where they just, it's like they care, but they don't. Or it's just like, you wanna? No? Okay. And somehow, some way, sloths? No. No, sloths actually take it a little bit harder. They go try. Koalas are the ones that are just like, nah, fuck that. Koala has 2 priorities. Well, what's that? Eat bamboo and what's the other one? Sleep? Because I don't know if their survival's like, we talk about pandas, right? Jim Jeffries has a legendary bit about how like the pandas being extinct is kind of earned, where it's just like they have done this thing multiple times where they have put pandas in the zoo where it's just like, there's a panda, go fuck the panda, and the panda's just like, nope, I will not. It's like, okay, you guys are just like, you're kind of willing yourself out of into extinction with that one. They just won't. That was the funny part. And then somebody had brought it up, and this was outside of the stand-up bit, where they were just like, yeah, but has anybody ever thought about what like they could just be unattractive pandas to that panda? Like that would be kind of messed up to just put somebody that you're not attracted to and just be like, there. It's like, you did not ask me about this. I don't like blind dates. Do pandas have mating rituals like eagles? Do they? I don't know. Let's see. Ugly pandas. It's literally just like, that's an ugly panda, but they all... Oh, wait a minute. I was almost racist against pandas. Let's see. Do pandas mating rituals? I also saw a funny TikTok that was like, why can't guys just step up their game and like start doing like the bird dances to try? It's like, ladies, up your standards. Make the dudes do the peacock dances. Yes, giant pandas do have mating rituals. These rituals involve both visual and olfactory communication. With scent barking, vocalization, and specific behaviors playing a key role. The mating season for giant pandas is typically in the spring, with the females being receptive for a short period, 24 to 72 hours. That's what it is. They're bad timing. It's literally just, I'm not in the mood. Huh. Okay. Fly towards each other and grasp talons and fall, only catching flight at the last minute. That sounds... Oh, you know what? That actually sounds kind of like... I want to write a scene where Hawkman and Hawkgirl do that. Where it's just like they meet and it's just like, all right, let's go. And then they're just like, all right, let's do this. Kind of romantic, right? Right? I mean, talk about eye contact. Holy shit. You just can't break. You're just like, first one to break loses. Do you think they kind of play that? Like, haha, bitch. And it's usually the guy that's just like, ah! Let's just say it. Let's say it. Just got done digging out celery string in my veggie chopper. Well, don't you feel great? No, they can't focus on objects that close. Oh, right. That's right. Oh, so they're like effectively, wait. So you do this to a hawk and they're like they're just blind? Their eyes are built to see rabbits in the grass from high up. Yo, I had 2 hawks in my, like, they were circling my yard, and I'm pretty sure they got themselves a rabbit. So. But, hey, we're coming up to the 5-minute mark. Let's get ready. I hope Bloodstone by Stars is here to, well, that's not cool, and you need to put that stuff in the, trash compactor. I also need to hide chat box now. Thank you. Yeah, you need to get rid of that. That's not cool in the slightest. And you need... I'm not even kidding. Like, just get rid of it. Dump it. Well, if you tried that, then... that is not a recommendation I ever have. I'm against that stuff. I'm against most, like... anything that is harder than what we, are into here. Nope. No, that's all right. Just a small disappointment where it's like, hey, do better. Don't do that stuff. Also, if you have an addiction, get help. That's a big one. And I know that's just easy to say, but for real, try and find help if you have that. Oh, I'm not. No, I'm just saying. I'm not like, listen, if you're in an experimental phase or something like that, fine, but I'm also just saying in general. Pep Talks does not oddly enough, don't do drugs. Like, don't. Like, dude, I have a hard enough time taking aspirins. Like, I don't like pharmaceuticals is the best way to say that too. And all that too. So Stan, so cute. Oh, I just realized I'm not even in my own Discord. Give me 1 second. I was like, why is everything like gone? I get you. I've told the stories here. I've had family members that unfortunately were into situations like that, so I have sympathy, but I also do have the things where it's just like, no, you have to want to help. And Jehu Radamanthus, right? Jehu Radamanthus? Is that how it is? Jehu, hello, how are you, man? It's good to see you. Yes, it has been a minute. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's been... Wait a minute, if that was when I was covering the India-Pakistan stuff, then that's a while, so... Gotta say, welcome back, and I'm, proud to see that you're here having a good time with us and vibing. 3 minutes, 2 minutes. We're 2 minutes away. But it is, good to see you. Okay, sorry about this. I have to change my chat here. I just realized that I turned that off when I turned the chat box off. Oops. Good. Real bad time to stop chatting, guys, because I'm trying to get the chat roll going, and I'm like, oh, unless you guys just stopped. Type 1, anybody, at this point, because I do need to adjust something here. Seven. Okay, fine. 7 works. You don't need to type 1. I'm doing well. Hello, everyone. I had to return from break to see my guy. Oh, after a break to see my guy. Oh, cool. Well, I'm glad that you're in good spirits. I'm glad that you got to reconnect and have some fun. No, all good, Jehu. Please feel at home too. Nobody's gonna type 1. I see how it is. All right, fine. No, the chat roll's working, obviously. Yeah, because anytime that I turn the chat box off like that, it'll freeze both my chats until I reset it. So it's kind of silly, and I'm not sure if that's actually a setting on Streamlabs part or if it's just my computer. Oh man. All right, so tonight I just want you guys to know. Oh, somebody just posted a kitty. Is he wearing a harness? That's adorable. And that's a good looking. Hey, I like that plaid. It's a sharp harness. It's a good looking boy or girl. I'm sorry. The Legend of Sean. Yeah, it's a cute kitty. There she is. Perfect. I even said it. Didn't I say it, guys? I said I hope Bloodstone shows up for the West Coast. Woohoo! Well, let's do this. She, cute kitty. I almost got an orange one. I like how she looks like the cat from Stray. Funny enough, before I ended up with my my big-headed cat who has gone and made himself a little bit, you know, a mainstay on the channel. If you watch the shorts, that is. I bet there's a bunch of you that have never actually seen any of my YouTube shorts, which would be wild. You guys should check them out. They're actually, I mean, to my own horn, but, you know, some of the better content's out there. Especially if you want to break for, like, originally the concept was I was going to use the YouTube shorts to kind of break from, like, the politics to give people, like, a break. Just to, like, they could come to the channel, still enjoy things, still contribute, and also enjoy, you know, the cats, the dogs, and just, but then you know that it's kind of bad when you have somebody from YouTube just saying, hey, so what's your focus? I was kind of like, what? They're like, what's your focus on your channel? Because we're seeing something in the algorithm here that's like, it's pushing your channel, but then there's a bunch of like, you're losing subs from the people that sub from this. I was like, oh, that makes sense. So, Pep is my family, guys. I have no one else. He scolds me. So, hey, I don't know you that well. Hey, don't get that parasocial. I mean, I appreciate you, and I do. I love my audience, guys. I do, but it's also one of those things where I want you guys to definitely put yourselves out there to try and make some more contacts in life, and if there's one thing that I can help with, I would love to be able to help you guys, like, be more open. Especially to, like, I don't know, man. Every time that I go to one of these protests, or I just be normal, be healthy, be normal, touch grass. Yes. Even though you don't necessarily have to actually touch grass, because some people have grass allergies, or just don't like the feel of grass on their feet. Wouldn't that be nice, though? If, like, wait, is that, like, an industrial thing? Is it, like, because they put, like, industrial, like, fertilizers or all that crap? Is that why? Because, like, I don't know, man. Every time that I walk on grass, I end up getting, like, really bad rashes. Or like, not even rashes. Like, where are they? The hives? Just like, Pet, please let me live in a... Oh. Oh, okay. Then... I mean, we cool. We cool. Tracer, I do care. I hope you do know that. I hope you know. Like, I mean, who online isn't just a little bit weird? Just, also, yeah, you know, keep it contained. We had a situation yesterday with somebody freaking out in chat. And honestly... Be like my cat, go an extra mile and eat grass. Go the extra mile and eat the grass. Yes, my dog. You know what? My dogs eat the grass. But you know, one thing that I have a problem with is when vets tell you that they are eating grass specifically because they feel sick. And I'm like, that's insane. Then, like, because they eat grass anytime they go outside, they don't throw up or okay. I guess. Yeah, actually, I had a pretty bad hair day. Thank you, though. I appreciate the compliment. It was a little humid today. Like, confident enough to conquer the world. You know what's weird? I had a really, like, it was a clarifying moment where I have anxiety, but I used to have, like, anxiety when I did anything. If you told me that I had an appointment tomorrow, I would have anxiety up until the appointment. And I don't know why. Like, it wasn't like the seeing the person. It was like just knowing where it's like, okay, so I gotta do this. I have to do, like, I gotta prepare here. I have to plan my day around it. I gotta do this. I don't do that shit anymore. It's kind of cool. I don't know what happened. Like, well, I kind of think I know what happened, but I kind of had like that moment where I was wondering, I'm like, did my brain chemistry change a little bit when my mom died? Where I'm just like, because like I just don't care. I just, it's the same thing with driving. Like I don't have any anxiety like when I'm doing anything anymore. It's almost worrying because like that was almost like a survival mechanism for me. So I don't know. But it helped me do this. It's how, like, honest. Like, I was talking to somebody and they were asking me, am I nervous about, like, what's going on tonight? Like, what's happening tonight? Like, by all means, I'm going on a show with somebody that I've respected in the field for, God, I've been watching Letterhack show for, like, at least 2 years. Well, yeah, about 2 years. When did he yeah, this was about 2 years ago, so... Whenever he debuted it, I checked out the debut episode, or re-debuted it, because I kind of remember he mentioned he tried it before, and this was like the relaunch. But yeah, it was, yeah, it's crazy. It's actually legitimately crazy that I'm going to be on this space and just helping the left grow and doing exactly what I wanted to accomplish with this, so... Yeah, you know what? An appointment tomorrow. Cool. Nothing else is getting done that day. Yes, exactly. That's what... I used to be that way. I used to totally be that way. Now, like today, I had an appointment and I was sitting there playing Donkey Kong and then I just heard my alarm go off. I'm like, oh, gotta go. Like, I'm finally kind of like, it's freeing. It's like totally freeing. But I wasn't aware that I was just actually like able to live my life. At least you're not bald and ugly. You're a pretty good looking guy, very presentable. Thank you. Your life to the most. Well, I'm still young and beautiful. Ah, thank you. I will live my life to the most, even when I'm just laying in bed scrolling on my phone. That's me living my life to the most. That's me doing what I wants to do. The Force wants to talk to you about your ex. Extended warranty. Matt on, what up? That would be really funny if, like, after everything that happens with the rebellion at the end of Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, that in between, like, the most, like, action-packed thing, or what's the word I'm looking for? Like, the most important thing would be just, you guys, you still owe us for those X-Wings. Hey, you got a lot of debt. Like, how much debt did they have? That's one of my favorite, like, movie discussions ever was in Clerks when they start talking about, like, yeah, but do you know how many contractors were on the Death Star when it blew up? It's like, oh. It's kind of, oh, shit. Man, if you guys can make bald work for you, there's nothing wrong with that. Some of my favorite wrestlers have been bald for years. And, like, honestly, I can't picture, like, The Rock. When I see The Rock with hair, it's weird. And when I see Stone Cold Steve Austin with hair, it's weird. Now, if you have the simultaneous cannot grow a beard and you're bald, I am sorry. That sucks. That sucks. Because, yeah, I mean, you gotta at least, like, I mean, I've always thought of it that way. Like, if I had to, which would be unfortunate because I got, do my head, I got, like, Mega Mind head. I got a balloon head. Like, under this, there ain't much, like, this hair, it's not adding, like, much volume. Like, that's all, this is all noggin, baby. Like, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Actually, this ain't that bad. I got the 3. I almost have to go to the like, this is tight, though. Like, here. Let's go to the 2. It just looks weird when I wear the 2, because it looks too big. Oh, it's comfortable, though. Because it actually fits. Yeah, see? Gotta say. Having a large, misshapen head, by the way. Because I also had that unfortunate revelation when I did shave my head when I was in 6th grade. we found out that I have like this weird, like, I don't know, it's like this side has like a little bump to it where it's just like, whatever. F, I need to shut the F up. What? At least he isn't ugly. I guess 1 for 2 isn't bad. Yeah, I got a head for it. Yeah. If you guys got, yeah, I'm bald too. If it makes you feel better, compliment me. Oh, I thought you just complimented me because it's nice. I've been actually trying to be more complimentary towards like people in my life, you know, my friends, my family, you guys, just everybody. I don't know. Been trying to be more positive lately. Doesn't always work. Sometimes I feel a little, you know, a little weighed down, but desperately clinging to a weird wisp of hair. I have never understood that. I've never understood the guys that once it's past here, what are you doing? Like, why? Like here. Okay, actually here. Let's see. Natural hairline's not that bad. It's just because of how I've always worn my hair. Like I got a little problem there, but I don't know. I'm starting to get the little Vegeta. The nice part is the solution that I'm on is working. You see all that? It's all baby hair. All of this. It's all baby hair. It's also getting thicker. I'm not sure if you guys are noticing. Hey, yeah. Actually, if you guys are noticing, let me know. Not just for compliments, although it is, you know, I'll take them. There's a reason that I'm asking you guys if you are noticing if my hair has gotten a little bit thicker. So you may have to go back. But since Tracer, I'm kind of realizing, like, you kind of pay attention to this, apparently. If you notice it, let me know. 'Cause yeah, there's something behind that where there's an opportunity that is waiting in the rafters here. So at some point, you need to look in the mirror and decide bald or beanie. Because the alternative to that is just sad little hairs. Bald or beanie? Crap. I mean, I like me a good beanie. I don't wear like the Tim Pool beanies though. I wear like the my dad calls them the floppy condom hats. Whatever. Those. Yes, my dad has always anytime I'd like come home, he'd just be like, what's this? Like this. Actually, the way that I wear my hat. I've always worn it like this. You know, like, I don't know, maybe it's because of the way my head shaped that it feels good, like kind of just tilted it to the left. But then he's just like, you in a gang now? Isn't that a gang thing? It's like, no. Oh, I thought that's a gang thing. You better be careful. I've heard certain neighborhoods that's just like Now, the whole blue-red thing, and if you have a certain look, that could be a thing. I had hair like Pep. Nice. Hey, don't say that. Don't say that. That means that one day, just one day, it could just happen. No! I'm hanging on. If it doesn't have a fuzzy ball on the top, I ain't got no time for it. Scott, do you know what the origin of the little ball on top of those hats are? I will give you the 22 seconds that it probably takes for this question to get out. Let's see. My stepdad used to have an afro. He still goes to the barber for his sad little hairs. Aww. He's hanging on for dear life then. Aww. So when submarines were first invented, there was a problem where you had a bunch of guys, because they were super dark, they would bash their heads when they were getting up. So they invented the hat that had the ball on them. and it insulated, obviously, because they had like the insulated hats, but it would give them the warning of anything above them. Random pep talks fact. I learned that at the Science and Industry Museum. All on that submarine. Because I remember like I had done something like that where I was just like, they were just like, and that's why they invented the hats. I was just like, what? They're like, oh yes, this is how the hats got invented. I was just like, oh shit, that's kind of crazy. Learned something today. Yeah, you did. No, you did. It's also kind of cool because like when you're in a tight space, think about it. Like if you go underneath your house, you should probably wear one of those hats just in case. So you're just like, oh, hey. Or your hair could be like mine and just gave up at some point and headed south south of my head. Well, that happens to all of us there, guy. That's this is this. I wish this wasn't like. My dad had a nice beard for a long time, and it was not gray. But mine, no, I got the salt and pepper, man. I got trying to hold on to the pepper. Is that why? I'm just like, it's the principle. Got my friends took my money again today. They always do. It sounds like you're in a really bad situation, my friend. We have somebody here that I know that if you were to need to discuss some of this with, they have expertise where I do not. So, I know they would be more than willing to talk to you. Actually, let me put that up. Oh. There he is. Wow. It's like, there's no way that you saw that. There's no way that, because you popped up in YouTube. There's no, wow. Yeah, Kirk, I actually just, I just DM'd you in Discord. No, don't worry. Don't worry. No. Yeah, well, yeah, definitely try to keep it more private, but it's one of those things too where I do know that we have people here that like they can help you, and I know that they are more than willing to help you, and this is why I love my community. I do really have one of the best communities on the internet, and I'm not just like glazing. Like this is extra. Wait, full to the brim with Meep State propaganda. Meep State. I love how that's just become something here. I really appreciate that, Meta. Just go full ball. Wait, extra thick hair. What? Why? Oh, I wasn't in multi-chat. I'm so sorry. I just saw that. Anybody who was over on Twitch, my apologies if your comments were not coming through. I just realized that my multi-chat was just completely off, so I was only getting YouTube. Well, now we are, now we're good. So guys, since we don't have a lot of time tonight, I want to get pretty much right to the nitty-gritty of the stuff that is happening today. And I have a really fun segment that I saved from yesterday. Because I hate to say it, I was really tired by the end of stream there. So I was just kind of like, I want to cover this when I have more energy. So we are going to have some fun with this. But, here. All right. House subcommittee votes to subpoena Justice Department for Epstein files. I kind of found this funny. In an 8-2 subpoena, the House subcommittee voted 8-2 to subpoena the Justice Department for the files related to the Jeffrey Epstein case. Democratic leaders took aim at the Epstein issue, while Republicans feel pressured to act due to internal and external demands. Clay Higgins announced the drafting of the subpoena. Who were the ones that didn't actually... who defected from it? Oh, they don't have the vote tally? Damn. No, I'm not going to subscribe. Sorry, guys. Thank you, Kirk. Again, guys. I really do appreciate y'all. You guys rule. Pat McAfee apologizes to Ole Miss student at Center. Wait, what's going on? What is Pat? What's going on with Pat McAfee? Hold on. If you guys don't know, Pat McAfee is the ex-kicker for the Indiana Colts, who also is a famous podcaster that just happened to also be one of the main people to or one of the main guys to announce WWE. So, wait, Pat McAfee issued a public statement after he amplified a false rumor about her that ruined her life. McAfee addressed the situation with Mary Kate Cornett. Oh no. It makes you wonder, huh? Jim Cornette is like, God damn it! This isn't even a work, guys! Mary Kate Cornett on his show months after he first mentioned a false rumor about the Ole Miss student allegedly sleeping with her boyfriend's father. The rumor began circulating on Yik Yak, an anonymous social media platform popular with some college students, and McAfee referred to it during one of his shows in February? Yeah. Uh-oh. I'm having stroke time. Stroke time with pep talks. That sounded bad. I just realized that. I meant burnt toast stroke. Never mind. McAfee, former NFL player and WWE commentator, said Wednesday that he learned the story was untrue and the anguish that caused Cornette after he shared it. I can now happily share with you that I recently got to meet Mary Kate and her family. I got the chance to sincerely apologize and acknowledge that what I said about Mary Kate was based solely on what others were saying on the internet. McAfee also acknowledged the length of time it took him to publicly apologize. Did. Okay, so this Dave Portnoy, the owner of Barstool Sports, denied that he spread the rumor. Oh my god, of course it would be fucking Portnoy. He did, however, acknowledge that Barstool Sports employees shared something related to the humor and yeah, okay, so it went viral, and then this actually tracks. This is how they got this. That is the pipeline. Okay, that makes sense. That didn't search that phrase. Oh. Didn't search that phrase for your own good. Don't search that phrase. Yeah, listen, I know what happened. I do this, okay? I misspeak. And sometimes it's with, something like that. My favorite is when Anna's done that a few times where she's just like, is he gonna catch it? You guys keep me honest. That I appreciate. Oh, wow. Hey, all right tonight. It kind of stinks that I'm not going to be able to hang out as late today, but we're going to have fun. All right, so let's just get to the Kyle Kulinski piece. This one was hilarious. Like this had me like howling in my car to the point where I look over and this guy's just it's the okay. But I had also at the moment where I'm just like, I'm having fun in life. You can just but yes, Kyle he has a similar take about the whole Trump situation with Epstein and this not going away. But so before we go into this, just mind you, during my Trump impressions, like where I was having like the why they just won't shut the fuck up about it. I didn't know that would be a direct quote from the man. So let's get into this because I just need to also take my little bit of credit there because I have literally been saying that.
So it goes without saying that the Epstein stuff really seemed to hit a nerve with Trump. Like, he is genuinely and
Tracer, no, you're fine.
Sincerely terrified about what can come out and how bad it will look for him. And so, because of that...
As I said, you're fine.
We got
No, you got people here that care. Come on. We just addressed this, but... come on.
Stay on top of this shit. Because clearly, he's hiding some deep, dark secrets. And in fact, a lot of them have come to light. And unfortunately, the mainstream media hasn't picked up on it. I mean, we literally just talked about at Trump properties, underage sex parties, that rappers who went to them in the early 90s are blowing the whistle on it and saying, I was there, I wasn't fucking comfortable.
Oh, finally.
A lot of these girls don't look like they're of age. Right? We got that. We got the stories of Trump owning a modeling agency tied to international human trafficking, basically trafficking these 13, 14-year-old post-Soviet bloc country girls, no money, no power. They're taken advantage of. Prolific pedophiles around Trump all the time. Jean-Luc Brunel, Jeffrey Epstein, and others. And so there's already a tremendous amount of dirt out there. He is terrified. It's very clear he's terrified, which is why he's haphazardly trying to throw anything against the wall to make it stick.
Yep.
He reignited the feud with Rosie O'Donnell. Which is like...
I like how he breaks this down, guys. I think that this is something we need to be a little bit more like, we need to use in our daily lives. Like if we know any Trumpers or just know people that just don't get how wild this is, just kind of be like, dude, you think that the guy who is, reigniting the feud with Rosie O'Donnell, he's talking about baseball teams. He's talking about Coca-Cola. Like it's everything but Epstein.
2007? Is that really what we're doing? You're going to feud with Rosie O'Donnell? Talking about, change the name of, the Washington Commanders back to the Redskins. Like, what? We're putting real cane sugar in Coca-Cola.
I'm going to withhold your federal funding, even though I can't technically do that because it's already been allocated.
Fucking anything and everything to divert everybody's attention from the Epstein files because he knows there's a lot of there and you're touching a nerve, bro. Mm-hmm. So, on that note, we have this amazing article from Rolling Stone that just came out.
Oh, finally.
Finally
putting your fucking fingers on the cultural pulse.
Explains how, behind the scenes, dog, he is panicking. Okay, so let me walk you through this.
I love it.
Inside Trump's frantic, failing mission to crush the Epstein MAGA rebellion, the president and his administration are telling support.
Hey, at least Coke gets real sugar again. But are they actually doing that, or is he just saying it? The thing is, I think it was Piers Morgan that said it, where he's like, and then you find out that when Coke responded to comment, they're just like, we didn't talk to him about this. What's he talking about?
Reporters to forget about the convicted sex offender. It isn't working. It was a week from hell that nearly broke Donald Trump's administration. By the time it was over, the president had sustained more blowback and political damage for his administration's handling of the Epstein files than he did for bombing Iran last month. Which, by the way, let me just pause to point out, that's fucking bullshit.
It is bullshit, but it's also like, it tracks with the American people.
That's bullshit.
No, Kyle, come on.
Agree with...
Like... Don't be like, okay, you can be outraged about it, but don't act surprised that the American people are like going to go for the tabloid one versus the one that makes them think.
With all the outrage.
Like, that's where I'm just like, no. Again, outrage, sure.
And all the anger over this Epstein thing.
No.
But he launched an illegal and offensive attack against a country that didn't attack us and wasn't building a nuke on behalf of a foreign country doing a genocide. Killed many civilians. And that was like a fucking yawn fest, and you had all MAGA fucking falling in line, as they did, to say, oh, this is actually fine, even though Trump pretended half the time to be anti-war. So that shouldn't be the case. And fuck anybody who this was the one thing. Like, do people not know that just before this Epstein thing, Trump also passed the big bullshit bill, which kicked 17 million people off of their health care? And you're fine with that. That's fine. But now the Epstein thing is where you draw the line. But that's the thing. They're not really drawing the line there. But anyway, let's keep going. There's a lot more to talk about here. Quote, the week was a big kick in the balls, a senior administration official bluntly notes. It was a lot to deal with, and there were many emotions. The end is nowhere in sight as the president's supporters from MAGA influencers and Republican politicians continue to raise hell over the Justice Department's memo announcing the administration's belief that Epstein killed himself in prison and that it was effectively closing its case on the convicted sex offender and accused sex trafficker. The melodrama has clearly eaten away at the notoriously mercurial president's patience. Quote, I love this quote, they won't shut the fuck up about it, Trump privately
I told you, I nailed it.
vented, referring to conservative influencers and media types lashing out.
Do I know the guy or do I know the guy, apparently? Like, the more you do an impression, the more you start kind of just being like, okay, he actually thinks this because he has more conviction when he says this one, or he's getting actually angry. Because when he gave me the greatest gift as somebody who does Trump impressions, when he went, are you still talking about Epstein? Come on. Like,
Over the Epstein memo.
I didn't know he had the capability, or the capacity, I should say, of being like a 10-year-old. Like actually being like a 10-year-old like that, where he has been cool as a cucumber for a long time with the way that he's handled this stuff and then goes on the offensive afterwards. But this is the first time you just saw him just go like, God, shut the fuck up already.
According to a source with direct knowledge of the matter. Anyone who knew anything about Trump's base could have predicted the still ongoing tumult. Nevertheless, Trump has managed to power walk himself back into a worst of both worlds scenario in which
Could you imagine Trump power walking?
Seemingly ad hoc crisis
His little stupid shuffles
has only made things worse, despite his administration's best efforts to put out the fire. Trump didn't even understand how much of a foundational piece the Epstein thing is.
I don't understand how that wasn't a deal breaker, but they all talk about Barack Hussein Obama. Barack Hussein. You know what I'm doing there? Come on, guys. You guys are racist too.
His supporters and building the mythology around him, right? The mythology around him is, here's this outsider, here's this crusader, he's going to destroy the deep state, he's going to lock up all the bad guys. And one of the foundational myths of that is Jeffrey Epstein is this international human sex trafficker, and he's running this blackmail operation.
He goes full toddler, but he goes full toddler, but for some reason there is the air of, it's just Trump. This is where it was like, it broke that, where it's like, oh, he's fucking mad.
But in the minds of the right-wing base, it was, all the dirt is on Democrats. It's all on Bill Clinton. It's all on powerful Democrats.
Epstein.
And Trump's going to expose
Epstein?
These people, expose the deep state, tell us the truth, right? And bring our country back to sanity. Like, this is the idea. And so he didn't recognize that, like, this is a foundational piece. And in some ways, and this is unfair to some extent, but it's kind of tied to QAnon too, right? The idea of QAnon being like, oh, there's these satanic, pedophilic, dark forces that run the country, and Trump is going to save us from them. And it's like, QAnon is bullshit because they make up so much shit that's just like completely false, totally fabricated. But the Epstein thing is real in the sense that here you have a guy who was basically an op. He was doing intelligence for Mossad, and he got blackmail on all these different politicians. And the blackmail that was collected was a lot of rich and powerful and famous men who would commit crimes doing sexual acts with underage people, right? And so that part is real, but of course the Republican base takes it way too far.
By the way, did you guys see the update today that Pam Bondi did in fact inform Trump that he was part of the Epstein file, like he was in the files?
Like, oh, all the dirt is on Democrats, and
But I'm sure that'll be,
Oh, it's
fake
they have
news,
these like weird satanic
news.
Rituals that they do. It's tied to like Illuminati shit and old school Alex Jones type. So they take something that has a core that is true, but then they extrapolate it and make it absurd. And Trump didn't realize that, like, if you just do a 180 on the Epstein files and say
100% actually. This is from CNN. Holy crap. Okay.
Oh, it's a Democrat hoax.
Here, let's
That's hard. That's a hard pill for them to swallow, dog. Because their whole thing was, no, this is the core of the conspiracy against the Democrats. That, like, the Democrats are the ones doing the bad things and you're going to unmask it, right? And so the about face, it made a lot of them, they didn't know how to handle it. Trump has now repeatedly tried to dismiss the Epstein files as boring. Oh, my God. Claiming they were made up by Democrats.
Guys, you got to read them. You don't even... Come on, can America even read? You're going to get bored. You ever had an audiobook that just made you fall asleep? It's going to be like that.
He even attacked his own supporters for caring about them in a wild rant posted to Truth Social.
Why do you care about
Their new
this?
scam is what we will forever call the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. And my past supporters have bought into this bullshit, hook, line, and sinker. The president wrote as part of a lengthy rant on Truth Social, they haven't learned their lesson and they probably never will. And even after being conned by the lunatic left for 8 long years.
Yeah, he
can continue to slam the stupid and foolish Republican.
I'm not going to act surprised by this because, yeah, we've been talking, like, this is common knowledge. And it's kind of funny because, like, they're just like, where was the left with this? It's like, we were telling you this and you kept telling us we were crazy.
Who have fallen for the Epstein hoax while speaking with reporters in the Oval Office
the uneducated.
later that morning.
Yeah.
As he and other administration officials were meeting with the leader of Bahrain. Oh, my God. Imagine being the leader of Bahrain sitting there.
Such a weird time.
And Trump's ranting again. This Epstein thing is a hoax. It's a total hoax. I wasn't friend with him with the sex trafficker pedophile. I wasn't friend. It's the Democrats. They wrote it. You're the fucking leader of Bahrain sitting there like, can I leave now, bro? The highest levels of the Trump administration have shoveled a significant amount of time and resources into trying to contain the damage from the release of the Justice Department and FBI's Epstein memo, the contents of which spat in the face of popular right-wing conspiracy theorists.
When he does that with other people in the room, they really do have that big, like, I don't want to be here.
Who have long claimed that Trump's former friend Epstein was murdered to cover up the sex crimes of the Democratic Party and liberal elite. See, that's the thing. It's so crazy, right? Because you go up to any liberal, any leftist, and you say, hey, Bill Clinton's in the Epstein files. They go, okay, release the files and arrest the motherfucker.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
You go up to right-wingers, and you say, okay, yeah, Bill Clinton's in the Epstein files, but you know Trump's in there too. And all of a sudden, the mental gymnastics start. They don't have an honest bone in their body or an objective bone in their body where they could say, okay, arrest him. They would never. So there's an element of honesty and truth on the left that you're never going to get on the right. Trump and his key appointees' refusal to further indulge the conspiracy theories about Epstein came after the president himself did so numerous times, and after he personally promised to release Epstein's client list. Earlier this year, the administration invited MAGA influencers to the White House to collect an Epstein Files Phase 1 report, a stunt that backfired when it contained no new information. They recycled information that was released by Gawker a decade earlier, and they further redacted it. So there was more truth in the Gawker leaks, more information in the Gawker leaks. I don't know how they thought they could fucking get away with that, right? Like, you know, every liberal, every leftist, every Democrat is going to look at this and go, let's see what's really going on here. And you know there's going to be some Republicans who discover the truth, that stuff was already out there. The administration's striking change in posture regarding Epstein has not only upset his base, it has wrought havoc throughout the Trump administration itself. So this is interesting. Reigniting and exacerbating tensions and petty feuds between the most senior members of federal law enforcement. Dan Bongino, the FBI deputy director and former Epstein obsessive, nearly quit his post over the memo and skipped work.
That's the thing. Like, yeah, going back to 2004, how... None of it even makes sense. Like, this is the funniest part. He didn't have time to really sit there and think this one through. And I think that he says it here at some point, because, as I said, I pre-watched this one, where at some point he talks about
in
that.
protest.
I don't want to.
Senior Trump administration officials sprang into action to smooth over.
You have a meeting. Well, I hope that you are back by, what is it? 9 p.m. Eastern.
Between Attorney General
so 8 o'clock.
Pam Bondi and the FBI's
1 hour.
two top officials, Kash Patel and his
deputy
Bongino, both of whom were furious at Bondi over the handling of the Epstein investigation. See, this is the thing.
Remember, it's not on my channel. It's going to be on this space.
No, right? Everything you heard from Bondi came right from Trump. She's just listening to Trump. She's not freelancing dick. Understand that. So you got Kash Patel and Dan Bongino, and they might be, Bondi really botched this or whatever. But like, hey, Dippy, that's coming from your boss. So no need to fight amongst each other. Be pissed at your boss. Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance got personally involved with the efforts at establishing a détente, but Bongino continued dangling the prospect of his resignation. As of today, he's still officially on the job, though numerous sources in and close to the White House say he's torched much of his standing in the administration with his, as one person close to Trump ungenerously calls, child's temper tantrum. I'm going to defend Bongino here. if you actually sit there and you think, well, this Epstein stuff is serious and we got to get to the bottom of it. And then Trump comes in and is like, nothing to see there, don't look. Yeah, that's the principled thing to do, is to be like, I'm going to fucking resign. This is bullshit. He's covering it up. Why is he covering it up? Is he in the Epstein files? And so now he's on the shit list, but Trump's got to tread carefully, because if Trump decides, yeah, let's fire this fucking guy, it's possible Dan Bongino goes rogue Nick Fuentes style, right? And he becomes a right-wing influencer who is completely opposed to Trump, right? So Nick Fuentes has now opened up that lane. Like, I'm a far-right influencer, but I hate Trump, and I'm going to shit on Trump all day, every day. That's now a lane. Candace Owens is dabbling in that. We'll cover a story on that tomorrow, where she's a right-wing influencer, but she is now going after Trump directly. A lot of the other people are just bullshitters. You know, the bro podcast sphere and the Alex Jones types, and the
Nelk boys
fronting like they're disagreeing with Trump, but they're actually trying to land on different variations of cope to excuse Trump.
No, the one like the Tim Dillons.
And what he's doing here. But there is a lane for far-right influencer that is anti-Trump now. And Dan Bongino, if he decides, if he gets cut off by the Trump administration, he can decide, I'm going to go all in. It is also an option, too, by the way. He could be such a cuck that Trump can dump him, and then Bongino will still run cover for him. That's possible, too. So I do not envy this man in any way, shape, or form, because he's in a rough position. But also, like, what did you expect, homie? What did you expect? All these pictures, all these videos of Trump with Epstein, we knew they were close friends. We knew there's dirt there. And now you get hired by the guy and you're surprised he's trying to hide the Epstein files that he's fucking in. Like,
I mean, it's so obvious. The answer's right in front of him. And I've heard a few people just kind of do like the circular argument, and they just get right to it, where they're like, well, yeah, it does seem like he's covering something up. It's like,
talk about Fell for It Again award. Jesus Christ. You just get a Fell for It Again tattoo. Leave it on you permanently. They say, on Monday, after news broke about Bongino showing up to work this week, another senior Trump administration official messaged Rolling Stone a YouTube link to a scene from the Seinfeld episode in which George Costanza angrily quits his job, realizes he has few prospects, then returns to his office as if nothing happened. Yeah, but that's not true, right? Because he can just go back to his podcast. He was making more money. He was happier when he was doing his podcast. He's talked about how he didn't like the FBI job even before this fucking Epstein fiasco. So that's not true. But it would be tough.
I don't know. He would be alienated to hell, like, and at the same time, I'm pretty sure that Trump would do everything he could to make sure that his stuff was buried.
For him to decide, am I going to still be pro-Trump and cope and make excuses for him, or am I going to be anti-Trump?
I mean, hey, you know what? For anybody to learn this theoretical, I'm glad that it's one of these assholes.
Is a difficult,
like, they kind of reaped what they sowed here.
Decision, because he'll probably shed a whole bunch of his audience if he goes the Fuentes route and goes anti-Trump. Meanwhile, Trump and his lieutenants worked to, as a White House official describes it, put down this MAGA rebellion that was exploding throughout the broader conservative universe. Administration officials closely monitored the overwhelmingly negative reactions.
What up? Try plugging it in. Welcome.
To the memo.
Glad that you got here.
By right-wing allies and influencers.
You ready for the fun in the next hour here?
Drawing up divide-and-conquer style lists, laying out...
Since you just joined us, I'll let you know that right around 7:45, I'm going to link this space. Just hang out with that show. Enjoy them. Leave a like and... definitely put it into your watch list, but it's going to lead directly into my appearance with the letter hack. So just so you guys know,
which Trump officials should reach out to which Epstein conspiracist in hopes of persuading them to ease up on Team Trump. The damage control operation stretched on for long enough that Trump himself jumped in, working the phones to try to sway some of his most devoted followers to leave the Epstein issue alone. The senior-level outreach campaign verged on the kind of sensitive operation typically reserved for things like passing a major piece of legislation. So they're panicking, and they had everybody in the administration. All right, you got to call somebody. Who are you going to call? Okay, you're going to call Joe Rogan. You're going to call Tim Dillon. You're going to call Alex Jones. You're going to call Charlie Kirk. You're going to call...
That explains the J.D. Vance appearance.
Benny Johnson. This is what they're doing. This is what they're fucking... Imagine being president of the United States.
Yeah.
And your ass is fucking concerned about what Benny Johnson is saying. Benny Johnson, that closet case. Jesus Christ, bro. Trump's preferred cable news outlet, Fox News, appeared to have gotten the memo. Quote, people here understand there are other topics to cover, one network insider says. There is the implicit threat that if you go at the Epstein issue too aggressively, you could lose access or not have your calls returned. Trump administration officials are still struggling to figure out how they can better mitigate the broader fallout. According to administration sources familiar with the discussions, there's internal debate about the best way forward, including whether the Justice Department should submit to calls, such as from far-right Trump ally Laura Loomer, to appoint a special counsel on the Epstein kerfuffle. This would just be like some bullshit delay tactic. Whether the government should unredact certain portions of already public documents, again, bullshit delay tactic, none of this actually releases all the files, or whether the administration should do something else entirely. Quote, it's a mess and nobody seems to know if the next attempt to make things better with the base will just make things worse. That's why Trump came out and he was like, we're going to release a lot of stuff, the grand jury stuff, we're going to release all that. And so then Pam Bondi's working on that. But like, they're also going to redact a lot of private information in that. And again, that's not the files that they have already. Release those fucking files. And they don't want to do it. And they don't want to do it because Trump is in there. Trump instructed the FBI to basically find all the places where he's mentioned and get him out of there. Right? Trump accidentally admitted in an interview that he's in the Epstein files.
He did.
That's what's going on here. And so that's why you have
Maybe
like
Evan
J.D.
did.
Vance at dinner with fucking Tim Dillon the other day and trying to help Tim Dillon,
Gene Simmons.
give him a line of bullshit.
Oh my God,
to help
Gene Simmons is on with
him
Piers Morgan.
lie on their behalf. So
talking about Ozzy.
Tim Dillon is out there saying, "Oh,
yes, because that makes sense." Gene Simmons and Ozzy didn't do anything.
oh, the thousands of hours of video that was just commercial pornography
This asshole's out there. This publicity whore. Holy shit.
that was on Jeffrey Epstein's computer." Oh, really? Oh, really? Is that what it is? Right? Tim Dillon was out there saying, do you think Trump's afraid they're going to kill him and that's why he's not releasing it? No, Tim. He's a fucking fat pedophile and he's in the Epstein files. Jesus fucking Christ. I know you're close to the administration. I know you're buddy with fucking Cash Patel and
Kinda
J.D.
obvious
Vance.
at this point.
These are scumbag, charlatan, lying cretins. That's what they are. Understand that. They are covering for the bloated, geriatric, corrupt war criminal pedophile who's currently president. Okay? And he's blown his credit. Tim Dillon's own audience is like, hey, fuck you, man. Fuck you. You're supposed to be this outsider, truth teller, edgy comedian. And here you are doing fucking mental gymnastics to defend the Trump regime. Fuck out of here. As they're building concentration camps and kicking 17 million people off healthcare, by the way. So, anyway, this is wild. So behind the scenes, he's going, they won't shut the fuck up about it. Yeah, no shit. No shit, because it's a big deal. It's a huge deal. A massive blackmail pedophile ring. And it also, by the way, can help explain that Trump has never said no to Israel on fucking anything. On anything. Letting them finish the genocide, giving them more money, giving them more weapons, lifting the moratorium on the 2,000-pound bunker buster bombs that they use on innocent people in Gaza. He lets them do anything. Bombed Iran on their fucking behalf. Well, part of that is, again, who did Jeffrey Epstein work for? Mossad. What's Mossad? Israeli CIA. They can hold over his head. If you don't do these things, we're going to release all this shit. We'll release the picture of you with underage girls and you're laughing and there's a stain on your fucking pants. We'll release it, right? Now, I also think he's ideologically pro-war anyway, so you don't even necessarily need the blackmail, but it doesn't hurt, right? It doesn't hurt. So, holy shit, man. Holy shit. He is panicking, and that's why you need to keep talking about it.
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I love how it's not just us. Because here, check it out.
You can't promise the list and go, guys, what are you worried about this list we promised you guys?
I know.
Like,
It's also so funny how clearly they got the list and went, guys, who even cares? Like, they obviously the whole time leading up to it were like, that, we're going to get that fucking list. And then one day they were like, what are we even talking about?
Also, you get the list and you go, me 7 times?
Me again? Son of a bitch.
Me again? Son of a bitch.
Everything bad that's ever happened to
God
me,
damn it.
I've gone, I didn't do that.
Yeah.
With actual conviction.
Yeah.
Dude, when I got canceled from SNL, agent called me and was like, did you say that? And I was like,
No.
I would never say that. They sent me the video. I said, guys, there's floods in Texas. What are you guys even talking about?
All right, so in that short clip right
What are you even talking
there,
about?
Shane and Matt
What's
explained
the
what's
text?
going on with the Epstein files better than Tim Dillon or Alex Jones did during this
All right,
whole
dude, Shea
hour-long
Gillis,
emergency
he's still one of the
podcast
best.
they just did dedicated to explaining what's
By
going
the
on.
way, this guy, too lazy to try, based on his name. Yeah, I was like not really into his stuff, but here, give him a follow, give him a like
the
on
Epstein
the
files. I mean,
the
Tim
video.
still just keeps coming up with all these other excuses, but at least Alex said Trump's name is in the files, but of course the deep state put it there. And he kept saying he's done research and Trump is associated with Epstein, but he didn't do anything that inappropriate with him. But there were a couple of moments where Alex was like, but maybe he did do something. So Alex was trying his best with the mental gymnastics to try to blame anyone but Trump. But I don't know how much longer he can keep this up. He seemed really stressed out, and he kept smoking cigarettes the whole time. And it sounds like he might be starting to feel he's
like an
complicit
AI
in the
filter or
cover-up.
something?
Also, at one point, he hinted that the White House was trying to bribe him to either stop talking about Epstein or to push Trump's narrative about it. Just like they're doing with Tim. It seems like they're trying to bribe him with food, which seems to be somewhat working for now, at least. I mean, he's obviously talking about how bad this looks for Trump and everything, but he never really blames him directly. And he keeps talking about money laundering still and how Trump is just scared for his life and how the deep state is trying to cover it up and all that stuff. He also admitted that he did talk to JD Vance. That's who he had dinner with last week.
Oh,
and JD
yeah.
must have really
There.
pushed this money laundering narrative on him because before that dinner, I don't think Tim really talked about this aspect much or at all. But then the last podcast he did
It is weird how he's the one like really spinning the new narrative too for Trump.
after the dinner, he spent like 10 minutes ranting about how Trump should come out and say he used Epstein for money laundering and that's why he's scared to release the files. Then during this episode, in the beginning, Tim brought it up again. When Alex was talking about how Trump is imploding over this, Tim randomly starts talking about money laundering. And then Alex is like, yeah, the larger issue was the money laundering.
Having to report this, that this is
He
beyond
definitely is using an AI filter. This is weird.
insane.
Yeah.
And it's like Trump blowing his feet off with a 12-gauge shotgun.
Well, we know that this was not only a blackmail operation, but it was also a money laundering operation. And we know that Jeffrey Epstein was working for billionaires like Les Wexner and many others and moving money around the world, making sums of money disappear.
So I agree with you. Very astute. I was going to make that point. This isn't even so much about
Very astute. People think you're kind of a moron just because you make the yucks, but you're actually a pretty smart guy.
human trafficking
Ugh.
as it is about the money laundering.
He does that this is how he glazes to comics.
And it was more than just trafficking underage girls. That was kind of like a side hors d'oeuvre or little rider. The larger issue was money laundering. And
So it's just weird that Tim keeps bringing this up all of a sudden. And obviously they do still talk about the blackmail and how bad this looks for Trump's administration and how it looks like they're trying to cover up the files. But then they spend the whole time just kind of beating around the bush and trying to blame it on the deep state, Israel, Trump's administration, Trump being scared for his life, and Trump's donors pressuring him, which I agree Epstein, I'm sure, did work for Israeli intelligence. But if Trump is very pro
It's really looking like he did.
Israel and his administration is full of Zionists and he partied with and was good friends with the guy who ran a blackmail operation for Israel, what does that say? I mean, it seems like the obvious guess would be maybe Israel has blackmail on Trump. But Tim never brings this up as a possibility. Instead, he thinks Trump is scared for his life and his donors want him to cover up the files. And now also Alex claims they have dirt on a member of Trump's
This guy's voice is something.
administration, the guy who is neighbors with Epstein. So that is a
I just do find it funny that the comedy scene is just they're totally no.
possibility. But why would Trump pick him if that's the case, if the guy was neighbors with Epstein? And Alex said he got this information from somebody at the FBI. Apparently they called him and told him
Oh yeah. Then trying to put it on Lutnick.
blackmailing Howard Lutnick. But also Alex says it's not like Lutnick did anything wrong though. So I think Alex is trying to use him as a scapegoat, but also doesn't want to completely
The meme state protecting one PDF after
Throw him
another.
under the
I mean,
bus
it
here.
really.
And I don't believe from my sources, and this is high level FBI,
My sources
that
at the
it is
FBI.
Trump, but it's people in his administration, including a top financial advisor that's heavily involved.
A top financial advisor. Are we talking about Epstein's neighbor?
We are. No, let's just
So Howard Lutnick. So you're putting it on Lutnick now.
say you brought it out. You're smart to figure
So anytime that Lutnick comes out, oh my god,
it out. Nobody
these
else
guys
wants
are
it.
just
Sure,
trying to
sure.
scapegoat anybody but
They're
Trump.
blackmailing him with Lutnick. I've confirmed that from the FBI. And it's not that Lutnick did anything wrong, but yeah. And yeah.
Then what the?
This is the leverage that Israel is using over Trump right now
Well,
to do all this. And my information
so there's
is
no
not
there
Trump
there.
himself.
He's literally just said there's no scandal even. He's just like, but he was his neighbor. Ooh.
just all this other stuff to try to embarrass him, beauty pageants, flying twice on his plane from New York to Palm Beach. And again, Trump was all release it till he got that meeting.
You seem very okay with all this information that came out. That like none of that sus, none of it. Okay.
Netanyahu.
Okay.
With everybody.
Well, a lot of the
independent-
fundraising came from very big donors, people like Miri Madelson and stuff like that have a lot of political connections in Israel, obviously. And I think there's probably pressure from that avenue as well, of people that spent a lot of money to help Trump get elected that are probably telling him, let's make this go away. Let's not have this be an embarrassment or worse.
They walk into the trap, and now, oh, by the way, that stuff we raided from the Democrats, it's all about you. And it doesn't mean it's real. I already predicted it's recycled. It's recycled BS about Trump, and that's why I think that's why we're seeing the fit.
Do you think there's any part of him that says they'll kill me because they tried to...
How do you do this? How do you simultaneously go, yeah, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. Honestly, you know what? I think that we might have been putting too much emphasis on this. Well, maybe they actually want to kill him because of what he knows. Well, he actually didn't know anything, so I don't know why they would want to kill him for that. But, that's the reason he doesn't want to release it, right?
They maybe tried to in Pennsylvania, where...
And even though Alex was doing mental gymnastics, trying to blame anyone but Trump, it seems like he...
I mean, just to do that impression, I had some mental gymnastics. It's like, holy shit.
Trump train soon. But he's in a tough spot because also he says Trump is like his lifeboat. But I don't know how much longer he can keep this up. There were times where he kind of had the same take as Shane and Matt, but he thinks Trump looked at the files and realized the deep state put his name in there, which...
It's the way that God sprinkled dinosaur bones.
Is the narrative Trump has been pushing. But then also he would occasionally be like, maybe Trump did do some stuff with Epstein that he shouldn't have.
They're going to drop a dime. Oh, we've really...
Or the devil sprinkled dinosaur bones just to, mess with us.
Got the real file. So Trump's like, yeah, go get it. Grab it. Get them. They get the file. Then the FBI, we confirm this, looks at it. It's got all this stuff about Trump in it, whether it's true or not. Bondi and them come back and say to Trump, it's got all this about you. Then you see the deer in the headlights interview 2 months ago with Bongino and Kash Patel on Fox. Trump has learned, or this is a big possibility, they've spiked it with poison pills. They're not just going to take out bad stuff about them. They're going to add all the innuendo, all the Jane Does, all the stuff recycled in. Then Trump comes out through social last Saturday, 8-9 days ago, Saturday before last, and says, hey, they control the file. Not saying Epstein doesn't exist or wasn't bad. That's how the media spun it. He says they put a bunch of bull in there, which I was even able to predict. So that's one track of what it is and why he acted so scared and hysterical. The other track is...
You're almost there, Alex. You're almost there.
He was a big...
Just... What is it?
He was hanging out with Epstein. He was running beauty pageants. Maybe he did some stuff he wasn't supposed to.
Yeah.
Sure. And he had some deep... And now...
I mean, even him having to admit this at the end is kind of like,
Bring it out. So now the jury's out on Trump.
And one of the most telling signs here is just how desperate the administration seems to be. Meeting with Tim and then calling all these other influencers to try to do damage control. It sounds like a disaster.
But Alex, what if, just theoretically, Trump, he had these little garden gnomes that were they were showing up and blackmailing him, and that's the reason he doesn't want to release the files. I mean, the gnomes. Yeah, Tim, that's a good point.
And halfway through this podcast, Alex is like, man, Trump is making this really hard for me.
Not much difference, guys. Not much difference.
Just trying to tell the truth and helping Trump do damage control. So it's a tough spot, and you could tell he's starting to feel the pressure. Like, he even admitted that the White House called him and said, what do you want? Like, insinuating, is there anything we can do to get you to stop talking about this or help us push a narrative? Which is probably what they did with Tim Dillon, and he asked for a seafood dinner with J.D. Vance. So I guess we'll see how long the White House wants to pay for Tim's dinners. They aren't cheap. Tim loves to eat, so hopefully they added his dinner budget to the big, beautiful
Fat
bill.
jokes. Zing.
If not, they might lose him. So also,
way to like make it like, okay, YouTubers who make fun of comedians and then try to like pack on jokes. You know, the way that Tim packs on those pounds.
so it seems like Alex is worried about being an accomplice in the cover-up too. He asked him about that as well.
Almost perfectly on track for what, and then it just started going sideways, and now it's moving very quickly the wrong direction. And I have no interest in them failing. My God, the Democrats are literally trying to put me in prison and suing me and all this other. I mean, it's like my lifeboat I'm in is Trump, and then he's poking holes in the bottom of the boat. And I can tell you a lot more. I mean, I've had to watch.
But you're admitting it. You're admitting that you're just going to bat for Trump at this point. You're admitting that you're doing gymnastics. This should be easy for you. If he was innocent, you would be able to defend him without even thinking about it. But you keep moving the goalposts for yourself.
White House call.
You keep putting duct tape on the holes and then going, it's okay, you know what? He just pokes out for fun. It's not because he's a genuine psychopath or anything like that. No.
Up and be like, last week, what do you want?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you think I'm doing all this just to get something? I've never asked for anything. I want you to do what you were elected to do.
Yeah.
So it went from.
And the Alex Jones of old, the second that a president of the United States calls and says, what do you want? Hey, Alex, buddy, what can I do for you? What can I do for Alex Jones? What do you mean? I mean, what can I do for you, buddy? It's not like a quid pro quo.
You're bad. We're going to have our influencers attack you 2 weeks ago to, what do you want?
Is he winking? I can't see him.
Yeah. Well, they want it to go away. They want this to go away.
How are you processing this? Because I'm not a lesser two evils guy, but overall, Trump administration is a lot better, I think, than Democrats. But
that's not the argument right here, man. It's really not the argument. And you can focus on the Democrats as much as you want, but the more he does this and the more that you do this, it's starting to kind of really just be more and more obvious that it's kind of like, I don't think it's the Dems there, guy.
At the same time, it's an integrity issue because I become an accomplice by extension.
Adam Shifty Schiff or whatever.
Agreed.
Agreed. You might join in on the cover-up.
Agreed. I process it the same way you process it. I think securing the border,
which is trying to be the least serious person ever while maintaining the fact that I'm a comedian, goddammit.
You know, having the American working class regain ground.
So this shit just keeps getting crazier every day.
Tim is one of the more
I'll give credit
ones.
to Tim and Alex. At least they still talk about Epstein, because obviously the administration would love for them just to stop talking about it completely. But also that would be way too suspicious.
I'd argue that Tim's actually more problematic than Joe Rogan, because like he makes politics this whole thing.
But I guess we'll see where things go from here. So make sure you subscribe, and if you want to make sure you stay up to date with everything, check out the Patreon.
Yes. Check out his. Again, man, this is one of the harder ones where even I was like, you know, too lazy to try. He's been popping up in more and more like comedy scene type of things. Dan Soder actually mentioned one of his videos, and I was just like, oh shit, it's like a shout out right there. But he also was not shouting it out for a good reason, because he was pointing out just that, where he's just like, is there anything more annoying than comedy critics who will sit there and then try to be funny in their own videos? It's like, ooh, that is especially annoying. You know, they couldn't hack it, so they go and they make YouTube channels just being like, oh, look at these hack-ass comedians. All right. It's 7:25. I got 20 more minutes. I'm going to hop upstairs real fast to use the restroom. Actually, you know what? Hold on. I think that's just me, like, panicking, because I'm not nervous, but I am kind of at that point where I'm like, okay, I got to make sure that I am on time and ready to go. Hell yeah, we actually got through the few things I wanted to cover today, too. Oh, yeah. Like I said, guys, this was going to be more of just a short, like, lead into the, This Space interview with the Letter Hack. If you guys don't know who Letter Hack is, he is an awesome graphic design artist, and like, he does logos for a bunch of leftist creators, and he also, like, he made a comic book, and yeah, he has a really kick-ass talk show on Mondays that kind of follows the vein of the Majority Report, and it also, he tackles, like, a lot of the same subject matter, but also interviews a lot of these people, and that's also what kind of put him in a position to bring everybody together, because he had ins with, you know, larger content creators and smaller content creators to a degree where he was just like, yeah, you know what, why not try this? And I have to say, like, the fact that this space is taking off, and it is at a very, very point, like, it's at, like, the perfect time. So I'm excited, man. This is a very, very cool thing to be part of. Let's see. We already did that. Yeah, you know what? I'm definitely gonna have to pee. It wasn't just in my head, guys. So, give me 1 second. I'm going to put El Pucho up here. And then we'll be right back. Ugh. Sorry about that, guys. Whew. Leftist cross-pollination is critical and sorely lacking. Yeah, it is. And that's why, I mean, we've already got a kick-ass lineup. Just the leftist mafia being part of this, you know? Like, it is really cool. Like, in AG, you know? Like, oh, shit. Okay, just got my reminder. There it is. Let's see. How am I going to be able to do this? You know, I would like to. It's because I can't log into StreamYards. That's why. Oh. Wants access to my computer. Okay, that's that, or my camera. That's the whole reason this won't work. So wait a minute. If I give it access to this, then can I use this one? Hold on. Because if I can use the stand cam, then maybe I'll just put that on. Because that's what I did for the Andrew one with Modern Day Debate, where... Shit, it's not gonna work. Alright. Oh well. Sorry guys, I was in the middle of hoping that I would be able to continue my stream, but it does not look like I'm going to be able to into the letter hack show. So at 7:50 I'm going, well, yeah, 7:55. We'll pretty much just go like right into it. Treat it like a raid. Stan. Hey, come here. Actually, you can stay where you're at. This is just for you guys being cool today, and he's been a good boy. Good boy. Yeah. All right. The one thing I will say, though, is the coolest part about this space is how it is live throughout the entire day. So when you guys start my show, it will go right into the next show. And it's just all day up until, I think, midnight. So I'm really, I'm hoping this really takes off, man, because it's already growing. It's already growing pretty quickly, too, so... It's exciting to be on the ground level of something like that, so definitely be there for the show tonight. And then also, make sure that you do subscribe to the channel tonight, because, yeah, that's where you will be able to catch my exclusive show on Tuesdays, Pepaganda. While I'm doing plugs, you know what you can also do? You can hit that like button if you have not already. I'm sure you guys have, though. You guys are, you know... You're real ones. I know you guys. Of the ones that have hit the like button, it was you. But if you're not subscribed, I would be shocked. But I have seen, per my analytics, that I do have people that lurk my stream, do not subscribe to my channel, do not like my videos, but they watch almost every episode. So, is that hate watchers? Is that what that is? I got people just straight up hate watching me? I guess I made it. I thought it was funny the first time is it sad that I kind of remember the guy? He might even be here. He might even be here. Because, like, he did the thing where he's just like, I have graced you with my presence. I never left. Les Weissman. He openly admitted, I hate watch you because millennial streamers don't know what the fuck they're talking about, and it's kind of fun to just see how stupid you are. I'm like, wow. That's crazy. And he even just was like, I am from the Nixon era. I'm like, oh, that explains a lot. You know, lead paint and all. Bryant, what up, dude? Good timing. In the next half hour here, I'm going to be popping on over to this space. If you do not already follow this space, please, please, please get on this. Let's go. Here, I will link it right now. Because I'm going to be a guest on the Letter Hack Show. Hey, Funny Book. It's going to be a really good time. Going to talk some comics and just politics, and just kind of get an introduction to this space. So. I'm excited, guys. I'm really excited. Can you tell? Like, I'm a little giddy right now. I can't even... It's kind of weird doing this because, like, when I do see myself on camera occasionally, I'll just be like, oh, wow, I really cannot, like, hide this. Like, I'm very excited for this. And then Bryant, I am officially hosting on Tuesdays the first show, noon hour to 1 p.m. my time, but 1 p.m. Eastern for all those, cool New Yorkers and, East Coasters. It's kind of funny, though. When I did realize that I'm like the lead-in show, I was like, ooh, this is going to be fun. Let's see. What else we got in the news to cover? We got about 20 minutes to go, so I don't know. Yeah, 20 minutes. Zelensky revokes anti-corruption agency's autonomy, fueling mass protests. Really? What happened? Ukrainian parliament passed a law placing anti-corruption agencies NABU and SAPO under presidential control. Okay, that's a little sus. Since Russian invasion, why it matters, move threatens Ukraine's EU membership bid and anti-corruption progress as agencies were investigating high-level corruption, including cases linked to the president's inner circle. That doesn't look good. That does not look good. Why do that now? Government oversight of anti-corruption agencies is necessary. Huh. Oh, sorry, guys. I just realized that I don't have my news on the screen. My bad, guys. Day 1. Sitting here not focused. I have to focus. Observers across outlets express alarm that the law represents a reversal of 2014. So in response to Trump being as corrupt as he is, he's just like, nah, let's just do it. Oh my God. The world really is just going to hell. What? Supreme Court allows Trump to remove 3 Democrats on Consumer Product Safety Commission. Oh, that's fun. That's fun. Why? What? Consumer safety, guys. That's what he wants to roll back. Consumer safety. Wow. First deported migrant Abrego Garcia released ahead of trial. Faces smuggling charges, pleaded not guilty to the trial scheduled on January 27, 2026. Judge orders Kilmar Abrego Garcia be released from federal custody. Boom. Trade group asks Supreme Court to limit Mississippi's social media law. I thought the Supreme Court was out of session. Didn't they close, like, everything? Oh, they're filing for the new one, right? What are the P-tapes, guys? You don't know? Well, it's what the comrades over there in the Ruskies, if you will. They apparently, allegedly, very, very allegedly, have a tape of one Donald Trump getting freaky deaky with some pee-pee. But who knows? Who knows? Yeah. Thing is, at this point, if that's all, like, honestly, if that's all, his supporters would be like, all right, so he's in the pee. I don't kink shame. Like, I swear to God, they would pivot like that. They would just be like, oh, that's not that bad. They would just, oh my God, they totally would. Oh, we live in such a profoundly stupid time. I hate it. I hate every single minute of it. But whatever. We're here to make fun of it. That's something to look forward to, right? We really do just live in the dumbest time. I was watching something, and I was watching another lawyer breaking down one of the VTuber case or whatever. It wasn't Legal Mindset, it was another one of those guys. Although he might also be a right winger. I kind of got the vibe, so I might just stay away from these lawyers. I mean, let's be real. We've always kind of had the, like, yeah, lawyers, you know? Like, that's been a joke since Shakespeare. Now, all of a sudden in 2025, we're just like, no, these guys are based. It's like, no, they're not. These guys suck. What are you doing? They had the money to go to law school, found out that law school really isn't all that difficult, especially if you have money. You know, that was the funniest part. Was one of my friends who was an attorney, she was just like, yeah, passing the bar is not that hard. She's just like, it really isn't. She's like, it's everything getting there. And then, like, passing law school. She's like, it's actually, like, the accreditation of going to a certain law school. That's almost, she said that's actually more important than passing the bar. Because that's where you make the big bucks. The big bucks. Right, so... I don't want to start a clip. Maybe. Because we got 5 to 10 minutes that I can show here.
The Wall Street Journal is now reporting that Justice Department officials told President Trump in May that his name was among many names mentioned.
See? He was
in the Epstein files. This is something the White House is now labeling as, quote, fake news, end quote. Our panel will
fake
be here
news. He just goes right back to 2016, just fake news. That's it. It's just fake news. You got anything else? No. I gotta go. I gotta go.
With CNN Chief Legal Affairs correspondent Paula Reed. We also have our Chief Congressional.
Oh, she looks like Hillary Duff's. Like, she just looks like Hillary Duff.
Hill. Paula, I want to go first to you, and especially this Wall Street Journal headline, which
more like Hillary Duff,
is that the Justice Department told Trump in May that his name is among many in the Epstein files, that he was told at this meeting the files contained what officials felt was unverified hearsay about many people, including Trump.
Comedy 101, don't laugh at your own jokes.
In the past, some of the officials said. One of the officials familiar with the documents said that they contain hundreds of other names. We are in the course of reporting this out, obviously. But what else do we know? And it also comes in the context of these court decisions today.
Let's start with the Wall Street Journal reporting what we have not independently confirmed. We have received some statements from the Justice Department saying, quote, the DOJ and the FBI reviewed the Epstein files and reached the conclusion set out in the July 6th memo. Nothing in the files warranted further investigation or prosecution. We have filed a motion in court to unseal the underlying grand jury transcripts. We'll get to that in a second. As part of our routine briefing, we made the president aware of the findings. So in that statement from the Attorney General and the Deputy Attorney General, they are not directly addressing the most significant part of this, which is the reporting that Trump was told he was mentioned multiple times in these files. Now, there's also a statement from the FBI Director Kash Patel. It says the memo released on July 6 is consistent with a thorough review conducted by the FBI and DOJ. The criminal leakers and fake news media tries tirelessly to undermine President Trump with smears, lies, and this story is no different. I'm reading that because it suggested to me that the FBI director there is calling the story a lie, but that's not actually.
Yeah, Chris Salreza laughed at his own jokes. Look what happened to him.
Specifically what he's saying. And I think all of this is really important, Casey, because if we go back to the first Bondi-related Epstein controversy, you may remember she held an event to great fanfare at the White House where she handed out binders of what was promised to be new information related to the Epstein investigations. And a lot of MAGA-aligned influencers were very disappointed because most of what she handed out was already in the public record.
What a bill.
But sources at that time told me a lot of the...
How do you leak fake news? Good question, Sean.
Frustration from
I'm
the White
glad
House
you asked.
Bondi in that
How
event
indeed do
was
you?
the fact that they didn't redact Trump's name, even though these were records that were already well known.
In a white binder?
There's a lot of frustration around Bondi's handling of that incident. So it tracks with what the Wall Street Journal is reporting here, that they would be very sensitive about any mention of Trump's name in subsequent files. Now, you also asked about the potential release of grand jury information, because we know.
Paula, let me pause you just 1 second there, because I do want to make sure that we get this White House statement on the record as we continue to talk about this. So here was
That'd be funny. She's just like, how dare you interrupt me?
White House Communications Director Stephen Chung responding to this. He says, quote, "The fact is that the president kicked him, Epstein, out of his club
Spider-Man's best friend, you know, in 20 years.
for being a creep. This is nothing more than a continuation of the fake news stories concocted by the Democrats and liberal media, just like the Obama-Russiagate scandal, which President Trump was right about." Of course, we're going to get to that later on the show, because that's what they were trying to talk about.
Marvel
from
movies,
the
he totally
podium
looks like
today.
him.
But Paula, it's also worth noting, of course, the Trump Justice Department did ask for these grand Chris D'Elia.
Okay. Well, I know who D'Elia is, and
testimony, the grand jury materials to be released. Continue. You were talking about what's going on there, and I think my sort of big picture question for you is, did they actually want those released, or did they know that did they go in expecting this to happen?
Well, they want all of this to die down, but that's unlikely to happen anytime soon. But after the fury following that memo where the Justice Department said they weren't going to release anything else, they had to at least make it appear that they were trying to do something else. And the idea that you're going to unseal grand jury material, that's a long shot. And they really hit one of their first roadblocks today, because they're seeking the unsealing of evidence in multiple grand juries connected to Epstein investigations, both in New York and Florida. And a short time ago, a judge in Florida ruled that she would not release information related to grand juries that were convened in West Palm Beach in 2005 and 2007. So this is the earlier Epstein investigation. There were also, of course, grand jury records in New York related to the more recent charges against Jeffrey Epstein before he died, and Ghislaine Maxwell. But here in Florida, the judge said she would deny this request because the Justice Department said this stuff should be released because of extensive public interest and, quote, transparency to the American public. But the judge said, look, those don't qualify as exceptions to what is usually the standard. The grand jury material remains sealed. Now, that's not surprising. This was always a long shot. There is a slight glimmer of hope for the Justice Department in New York. Up there, the judge is still looking at this. He's given the Justice Department until next week to provide more legal arguments for why this should be unsealed. Victims and Maxwell have until August 5th.
Standard secular talk reaction. Nice.
To file their positions on the unsealing. Maxwell
They had a good one today.
is expected to oppose this. And
Why the fuck do you keep talking about this?
A short time ago, that judge said that
Talk about anything else.
Maxwell and her attorneys to review this grand jury material. But the headline here is, Casey, no matter what happens with these
it's the greatest. Honestly, it is made for great content. I just have to say that much.
Juries, the Justice Department will continue to face questions about why they are not releasing all of the material within their power to release, and this new Wall Street Journal report is just going to continue to amplify those questions.
And of course, Manu Raju, people who have questions include many Republicans on Capitol Hill, or at least enough of them to cause the House Speaker quite a few problems. And there's also this subpoena that just came down for Ghislaine Maxwell. Bring us up to speed.
Yeah, and this is not the
Yeah, we found a weak spot. Not just a weak spot, like
only subpoena.
we found the weak spot. It's just like we were tapping like the hall, just like tap, 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 tap.
That could come down here.
And it just keeps flowing with water and just getting heavier and heavier. Dude, this ship's gonna sink.
Casey, yes, the subpoena came down from the House Oversight Committee. That was pushed by a Republican.
That's a damn good analogy.
Congressman Tim Burchett yesterday. Ultimately, the House Oversight Committee
Philosophers don't tell themselves when they have a good analogy.
voted to move ahead with that today. Issuing
Really bad at everything.
Asking for a deposition in her prison cell by August 11th. Now, that is one matter. There's a significant move afoot, though, in a separate subcommittee that's part of the larger House Oversight Committee. Republicans appear poised to defy President Trump.
Interviewee Will you appoint a special counsel to investigate Jeffrey Epstein? I had nothing to do with it.
Join with Democrats to subpoena for all of the Epstein.
That's a direct fucking quote. And it's not an SNL bit. Just, it's chef's kiss, but it's the simultaneous. Wah!
Files. That would be a hugely significant move. Now, this vote has not happened yet, but in a key subcommittee that is now considering this measure, Democrats have tried to force a vote to call for a subpoena for all of the Epstein files. That is pushed by Congresswoman Summer Lee. They need one Republican to vote for it. Congresswoman Nancy Mace of South Carolina just
Corpseman kind. Trump has always been on the list. If there's evidence of connection with Epstein, his PDF file charges that's
victims here. But this is what she just told me moments ago, that she plans to vote in favor of this Democratic effort to subpoena.
Well, we'll find out. I mean, I don't know, dude. The more he keeps panicking, the more I'm starting to think, like, he's definitely, he's there.
For these files.
So I will amend the motion or do my own motion.
Yeah, SNL doesn't lampoon this. Lauren Michaels is on an island. Or on the, yeah.
It's very important.
Yeah.
I will be supporting it, but it's very important that we protect victims.
You'll be supporting the motion.
For sure. Yeah, and I'm going to amend the motion.
She just had that moment where if she pushed that button and that elevator's about to go, I'm happy to see it. You just see somebody.
And she is part of the group of Republicans who have signed on to a separate effort, the effort by Congressman Thomas Massey, to try to force a vote in the full House of Representatives to release all of the Epstein files. She supports...
life's little things like that. Just shutting an elevator, just clicking that button and seeing Nancy Mace's face, that would make me feel, really good.
Mr. Massey's effort on that issue. Now, on this subpoena itself, the chairman of that subcommittee, Casey...
Trump is in hot water. My MAGA family members are blackpilled at this point. Wow.
Clay Higgins, he's a Republican, told me he does expect enough Republicans would vote with Democrats to move forward on calling for a subpoena here. So assuming that motion is approved this afternoon, all indications are that it would be approved, then it would be the House Oversight Chairman, James Comer, would have to issue that subpoena probably in a matter of days here. So a significant movement here. It just shows you the pressure the president is under, the administration is under, from the president's own allies to release more of the Epstein files.
And of course, you're standing out in the parking lot behind the Capitol, which is the stakeout location when they are getting out of town, which they are doing a day early because of all the things you just outlined there. Manu Raju on the Hill for us. Paula Reed, thank you both.
Paula? All right, now that I hear her name, she does look like a Paula. All right. Let's do this, guys. All right. It is almost time to move on over to this space. As I said, I'm going to give you guys the link. For anybody over on Twitch. Here, let's see. Does this space have a Twitch? I don't think so. No, I think they're only exclusively on YouTube. Damn it. Okay. So I can't rate it. Wait a minute. Maybe Loner's there. Loner. Bloodhag. There he is. Okay, cool. That should do it. All right. Yeah, I can't really get into any more stories right now, unfortunately. Short show today, guys. As far as the stream over on my channel here, as I said, this was more of a hype show for the interview that's about to happen. All All right. You know how I said I was I didn't have anxiety and yeah. All right. Well, got a little bit. Just teeny bit. Just teeny bit. It's starting to hit just a wee bit. Because now I'm seeing the 5-minute mark. I'm like, ooh. Here, I gotta get this up. So I just hit that and then hop on there. Okay, so I'm pretty much going to go to the last minute here. Guys, well, here is the link for this space. I'm going to spam it a few times. As I'm dipping out here, go right there. It's a live channel. It is going to just go right into the Letter Hack show, and then I'm gonna be on that show. And as I said, unfortunately, I cannot multi-stream this one. Thought I would be able to do that. Not really. That blows. That both sucks and blows. And also, for some of y'all, all right. No, I'm not gonna raid. Yeah, unfortunately, nobody gets the raid today. We're going to just link, and then you guys can come and enjoy the interview. For any of you guys who do not know who the Letter Hack is, I am kind of sad. But he is a regular on a regular viewer dash oh my god, commentator for the Majority Report. He is he's doing a lot of important stuff as far as like trying to bring the left together, and he did it with what's called this space. So definitely give it a follow, subscribe. Well, just subscribe again, YouTube. It's really cool though, because it's kind of like a radio station or a TV station, where it's syndicated, where we just go right into the show, and you can just keep it live all day if you wanted to. So I really appreciate that. I think it's cool as hell. It's kind of like the Godzilla channel that I tend to frequent. But all right, guys, I gotta peace out. I will see you guys over there in a minute. All right, one more link-a-dink. Yo. All right. Good night, guys. I will see you over on this space. In a minute.
Who the heck is Pep Talks?
I'm not gay, but I fantasize about Marco Rubio. Pep talks. Pep talks. Pep talks. Let's eradicate the Kung Flu. I'm literally coming. Pep talks. Pep talks.
Who the heck is Pep Talk?
They want our women. They want our children.
Pep talk.
Sometimes no means yes. Grab them by the
Pep talk.
Grab them by the Marco Rubio. Obama is a racist.
Pep talk.
I'm literally coming. I'm literally coming.
Pep talks.
We found weapons of mass fellow Americans,